Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Well, all I can ask for is okay, I suppose.
Well, you're making me work on the weekend.
Well, there is that. How would you like to go on a vacation? Would you like to
Oh
do that?
my gosh.
Guess who's going to be on
Are
vacation?
you teasing me?
I am teasing you because Sarah Gavin, travel expert from Expedia.com, going to rub our noses into the fact that we're going to be sitting here working.
That was not
She's
nice
out
at all.
traveling.
I was just saying, I'm working the weekend. You're like, do you want to go on a vacation?
I know, we should go. Should we just chuck it all and leave right now? Goodbye, everybody. We're going on vacation. Okay, well, we'll stay for this, but we'll plan a vacation with a little bit of help from Sarah Gavin coming up later in the program. Census Bureau reports the average American commutes for more than an hour to get to work.
Whoa.
Seems to be getting longer. Why? It should be getting shorter with all the technology nowadays. And eating milk chocolate can improve your brain activity. Scientists now say you should eat milk chocolate before your next big exam or project at work. I should have had some milk chocolate before going on the program.
This
And
is
I might not
ridiculous.
sound
They're
like an
saying,
idiot.
so you have to have coffee and milk chocolate and ice cream
You're going to be so full.
before you take a test.
Yeah, you're going to have to take a nap because you need to get well rested. All right, some special things going on this weekend. We'll tell you all about it in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today's a special day, Heidi. Guess what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday is December the 17th. It's Clean Air Day. National Re-Gifting Day. So you go through the closet, find all the stuff that you never used from last year, and stick someone's name on it. And Saturday is also Wright Brothers Day. Sunday, December the 18th, Answer the Telephone Like Buddy the Elf Day. Arabic Language Day. Give a Wine Club Day, and International Migrants Day. What does Give a Wine Club Day mean?
You can buy memberships to a wine club for Christmas
Oh, would you like to be a member of a wine club?
and have wine delivered to my door
Yeah.
every single month.
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't want that? Here, I thought you might. I apparently read you wrong. Or you're being facetious. Is that what you're being?
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, is that the one?
Yes.
All right. Coming up, we got some fun facts about kissing. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This is my favorite time of year. The lights, the fun parties, and the family get-togethers. Many of us have boxes of home videos capturing these memories. But sadly, these memories are fading away because the videotape was not the best format. My friend CJ has a business called Tape It Up Reproductions. They transfer your precious memories to a digital format with the option to enhance the audio and the video to make them look and sound better than ever. His website is tapingitup.com, or you can call or text 412-766-1679.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. We're going to talk a little bit about smooching.
Okay.
You ready to do a little smooching, baby?
I'm ready to talk about smooching.
All right. 2 out of every 3 couples turn their heads to the right when they kiss. How do we do it?
I do. Turn my head to the right.
But if I turn my head to the right and you turn your head to the right, wouldn't we bump into each other? Oh, because we're looking at each other at the time. We turn our heads to the right. We should try to kiss turning our heads to the left.
It feels weird. Just turn your head to the left.
It does. A simple we're married, by the way, so that's why we can smooch each other. Simple peck uses 2 muscles. A passionate kiss, on the other hand, uses 34 muscles in your face. All 34 muscles that you have in your face. So a passionate kiss, that's the way to go. Hey, like fingerprints or snowflakes, no 2 lip impressions are alike. So you could actually be convicted if you left a lip impression somewhere because there's nobody that has one just like yours.
Huh.
Kissing is good for what ails you. Researchers show the act of smooching improves our skin, helps our circulation, prevents tooth decay, and even relieves headaches. The average person spends 336 hours of his or her life kissing. Wow, we are way below average. We never kiss anymore. You tell me to kiss your butt quite often. You just kiss me. Ever wonder why there's an X and an O, and that means hugs and kisses? In the Middle Ages, people who could not read used an X as a signature. They would kiss the mark as a sign of sincerity. Eventually, the X came to represent a kiss, and then the O for the hug, because it's like you're wrapping around. Talk about a rush. Kissing releases the same neurotransmitters in our brains as a parachute jump or a bungee jump or running. So all you got to do is a little smooching, and you could stay home and sit on the sofa. The average woman kisses 29 men before she gets married. It says, does it say the average for men? It doesn't. What a stupid thing. Men who kiss their partner before leaving for work, on average, have higher incomes than those who don't. I kiss you in the mornings. Not every morning, but most mornings. But I don't have a higher income.
Usually.
I do. Yeah.
No, not usually.
I'm going to have to start. Maybe I'll get a raise. And the longest kiss in movie history was between who and who? Do you think you know?
No.
You'd never guess. Jane Wyman and Regis Tomey. It was in 1941. You're in the Army Now. It was a 3-minute and 5-second kiss.
Okay.
It's a 5-minute movie, so that was a really kiss. There you go. A couple of fun facts for you, and you know they're true because you heard them on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. A Crystal River, Florida man apparently just wanted to finish a beer before going to jail, but that didn't sit well with the arresting officer who used his taser on the man. Mr. Daniels was driving along a northeast 8th Street when he was pulled over for running a stop sign. Deputies saw an open beer container in the car and asked him to step out. As he was being patted down, Daniels slapped the officer's hand away, turned around and yelled at him. Then he picked up the beer and finished drinking it. While the officer was pointing his taser and commanding him to stop and put his hands on the car, the arrest report states Daniels finished the beer, threw the can on the ground, and continued to berate the deputy.
Oh, my gosh.
Then he ran away. Eventually, he was stopped after he ran into a washing machine in a person's yard. What the?
It's a real classy area.
Apparently.
Where this happened.
Officer then used his taser to temporarily stun the man. He's been charged with resisting arrest, consumption of alcohol in a public place, possession of drug paraphernalia, and a homemade pipe was also found in his pocket, so he had drug paraphernalia there. So, yeah, this guy just didn't have a great day.
Wasn't making good choices.
No. Make good choices. Coming up, your moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
Today's moment of duh includes a packet of beef jerky and some cancer-causing cigarettes, but maybe not quite what you think. Richard Rodriguez held up a convenience store, getting away with a pack of smokes and about $60. You have to wonder why he didn't steal some beef jerky and peanuts while he was in there, because that's exactly what he purchased when he came back about a week later. Same guy, same store, bought the items from the same clerk that he robbed earlier. This time, she took note of his license number, called police, and Mr. Rodriguez was arrested. So he went in there and robbed the place of $60 and some smokes.
Was there how could they prove it? Just because he bought the same stuff the second time he came in?
He didn't buy the same stuff. The second time he came and bought something, like legally, but she recognized him. He robbed her, like 1 week before that.
But did they have proof?
Yeah.
She can just say, this is the guy who did it, let's arrest him.
No, they had I'm sure they had more than that.
I would hope so.
Certainly doesn't say it in the story, but I'm sure they did.
Some poor guy comes in for
it wasn't me.
pack of bubble gum.
It's just getting my beef jerky. All right, coming up, we've got some fun stuff in our scoop of the day today. That's coming up in a bit.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Betty Nash. She started working as a flight attendant when Dwight David Eisenhower was president. That's in the 1950s, Heidi.
Holy cow.
And tickets back then were just $12. The 80-year-old airline worker first put on her uniform for Eastern Airlines when she was 21. She has no plans to retire. Her regular American Airlines route is from Washington National to Boston Logan. She's 80, and she's still flying
a flight
high in the sky.
attendant?
Yeah. She's loving every minute of it.
Huh.
Like, would you like to retire? She says, what? No, I don't want to retire. That's not really what she says. I'm being silly. I'm sorry. Hey, with a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, the weatherman in Cleveland has to keep his beard for another week, at least. Meteorologist Steve Sabol, I believe that's how you say it, vowed at the start of the Browns season to not shave until they win a game. Currently 0-13. 3 games left to play. He says he'll be shaving after the season ends, even if they don't win. So, have you seen pictures of this guy?
No.
Some people look great in a beard. Steve, you don't look great in a beard. I mean, because he hasn't been able to trim it or anything, he kind of looks like a caveman right now. And that dude, how long does it take to grow a beard like that? Because it's just this one season, right?
Yeah.
Looks like he's been growing this thing since, I don't know, 1995 or something. Lowe's Home Improvement is getting praise for not only hiring a veteran, but also hiring the veteran service dog. This is really kind of a cool
I've
thing.
heard about this. This
It's
is
a neat
cool. This
story.
should be your good news. Why is this not good news?
Because that's all I have. That's the end of it. And we have like 2 minutes to talk about good news. So
Okay.
we could just, hang out and talk about nothing. We're going to move on, though. Pinball machines could become legal once again in Indiana. They've been illegal there for a long
Why
time.
are pinball machines illegal?
There's a really old,
all
unenforced
the
law. That
crazy shenanigans that happen
in
because of pinball
Kokomo.
machines.
Kokomo, Indiana, there's been a prohibition of pinball machines, and they are trying to repeal it. It's either this Monday or maybe it was last Monday. It said Monday. I don't know.
Have
when
you
that
ever
is.
seen anybody get rowdy?
Oh, yeah.
Because of a pinball game?
Man. Boy, when I was a kid, we used to have all kinds of shenanigans around that pinball machine. No, we didn't really. Every once in a while it would tilt. That was not good. A Louisiana inmate walked away from his work release job and stole a hearse for a getaway car. The hearse was being used by Pet Angels Crematory. There was a cat in the hearse when it was stolen. So here we got a convict on the loose. We got a stolen hearse and we got a dead cat. I mean, there's got to be a joke in there somewhere, but we're going to just move forward. Facebook is apparently testing a new feature called Send a Wave. Have you seen this thing?
No.
Have they asked you if you want to be a part of it yet?
No.
It allows people to send their nearby friends a waving hand emoji to say hello to help them meet up. I had this thing pop up and ask me if I wanted to do this, and I was like, no thanks. Because I accidentally one time on Facebook, they have like a where you can chat, like live chat or whatever. What is it called? Instant message? I don't know what it is. It's not Messenger, but there's another thing. What the heck is it called? Chat?
Anyway.
I didn't know what it was, and I turned it on one day, and all of a sudden, I had like 80 people that were chat all at once. I'm like, I have to turn this off or throw my computer out the window. I don't know how to do this. So I'm not good thinking on my feet that, well, I'm sure you can tell by listening. It was bad. According to a new study, optimistic women live longer than pessimistic women.
We just read a story that said the exact opposite the other day. We did. The exact opposite. I think it was just yesterday. That said that pessimistic people live longer than optimistic people.
Not
Just
women.
the other day. And
Not
then
women.
you said, so there's more bad news. Remember, you just said that. So there's some more bad news because you got to live longer and you're depressed.
Could be. Hey, can you name the most popular Facebook
Those
Live?
studies are ridiculous.
They are. Can you name the most popular Facebook Live video of 2016?
I don't think I've ever even seen
Oh,
a
come
Facebook
on.
Live video.
I'll give you a hint.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chewbacca Mom. She was the most popular Facebook Live video of the year. And the top 10, I actually have a friend that was one of the top 10.
Who?
The guys from the Under the Hood show, Russ. He was videotaping a wooden Ford pickup. I actually had photos of that on Facebook a year ago. My photos weren't nearly as cool as his video, though. So, good job, though, Russ. I think that's awesome. So they were one of the top 10, 26 million views on his video. Isn't that crazy? Couple of fun things to chat about right here.
We should do some videos.
There you go. What should we do? No.
Well, the videos we have, we can't put on Facebook.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a weekend.
John and Heidi.
Radio advertising works. When it's done right, it works even better. There are many things you can do to get a better response, and shouting sale really isn't the best thing, believe it or not. Did you know that when you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable? If you're trying to get people to remember your company, consider a jingle. We work with one of the very best jingle companies in the business, and we'd love to use music to help you grow your company. Learn more and hear examples at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us right now. We've got Sarah Gavin. She's a travel expert. And Sarah, where in the world are you today?
You know what? We're Expedia's headquarters here in beautiful Seattle, Washington, and it's actually sunny, if you can believe it or not.
Well, that is awesome. So we're actually catching Sarah at work at Expedia in Seattle rather than, somewhere out and about in the world. But the good news is you get to travel a lot. And I bet between now and Christmas time, there are a lot of people that are probably going to make this tough decision. do we do the traditional Christmas or do we just go somewhere warm this year?
And with Christmas falling on a Monday this year, it's a really good opportunity to get away. Most kids are off school for 2 full weeks, and you can have either the week before or the week after where you've got really 2 full weeks and still be home on Christmas Day. So it's a good year to sort of get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. And where are some of the most popular places people travel? I suppose during Christmas time, they're traveling to see family. But for people who are not traveling to see family, who are going to do more of a non-traditional, which is becoming more traditional, a getaway to go somewhere warm, what are the most popular places to go for things like that?
Really what we're seeing this year is that holiday travel, when you're not just traveling home to see family, is falling into 2 different categories. The first is people who want to go to a warm weather destination. So places like Punta Cana, Cancun, San Lucas are all really right now, and a lot of is on a really good sale this year. In Mexico this year, around the holidays, is about 20% less this year than it was last. And then the other category is a lot of Europe. There's just something so special about London or Paris at the Christmas season. So beautiful. You see that sort of winter feeling, and it can be a really good time to with the family and really help your dollar because of the euro and because of the pound.
Very nice. So if folks are planning on traveling, is there a kind of a time that they should get all their traveling affairs in order? Is there a cutoff? Should we wait till, like husbands do, wait till Christmas Eve to plan for a Christmas trip, or maybe not do that?
Husbands, the right idea. What we saw is that a few days in advance, if you're not way ahead, you're better off waiting until it's almost set. So what we saw is people who are booking 13 days out, paying a little bit less, who book 21 to days out.
So you're saying if I wait till like the 2-week window before, that might actually be okay? Because I suppose what happens then is there are places that have maybe some discounts because, hey, we've got the room, so let's discount it a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you can get so many great hotel deals because so many people are traveling and staying with family, and because business travelers aren't traveling during that time frame. Hotels offer some amazing deals to get away during the Christmas season.
See, I never even thought about that. So I'll have to convince Heidi to let's not go see family this year. Let's go somewhere warm instead.
I have to say, I'll take sunshine versus my in-laws any day of the week.
I love my in-laws, though, so we would just invite them along. Then everybody's happy. If people would like to get more details, or if they'd like to get some fun Christmas traveling ideas, do you guys have a place on Expedia where they can do that?
Yeah, you can just go to Expedia.com, or there's a blog called Viewfinder. It's just at viewfinder.expedia.com that will give you a ton of ideas for great places to go this holiday season.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, and I'm sorry that you have to be at work while you're doing it instead of somewhere fabulous and amazing, but I bet you probably have another trip planned pretty soon, don't you?
We're going to Cabo, I have to confess.
There you go. Well, you'll have fun, I'm sure. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. You have a great day.
Thanks for having me.
Again, right there, Sarah Gavin, a travel expert from Expedia. And if you are maybe looking for some place to go and trying to come up with something fun to do, on their site, she was talking about that fun little list of things. And again, the website, for those of you that don't know it, is Expedia.com. And it's a travel site that people are utilizing to go all kinds of fun places. And you can also utilize that, too, by the way, to go home as well if you're just booking a trip to go see mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
When is the last time you changed the air filter on your furnace? Now, don't be embarrassed. That happens to a bunch of us. The furnace filter should be changed often. This will help your heating and cooling system run more efficiently, and it'll even extend the life of your system. Now, there's an easy way to make it happen. Filter Easy, a new subscription service that delivers your size filter right to your door on the schedule you choose. It's easy. Filter Easy. One less thing to worry about. Learn about a special offer available now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Eisenhower interstate system requires 1 mile in every 5 must be straight so they can land airplanes in case of a war in our country.
I think we have
I
talked
think we've
about that
it too.
before, but that's very
Fun
cool.
fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The highest point in Pennsylvania is lower than the lowest point in Colorado.
Okay.
So there you go. The highest point.
Does anybody care?
That I got to think that one through for a second because that sounds like a mumbo jumbo. Highest point in Pennsylvania is still lower than the lowest point in Colorado. So Pennsylvania is a lot lower than Colorado. There we go.
Thank you.
Fun fact. I just wanted to make sure I knew that I was talking about. Fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
You could have $1.19 in change in your pocket and still not be able to make change for $1. If you have 3 quarters, 4 dimes, and 4 pennies, you couldn't make change for $1, but you'd have over $1, $1.19. That's the most that you could have without being able to make change for $1. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Who's it? What's it? Where? Oh, hey, here it is. In the original book series, the super sleuth Sherlock Holmes was addicted to cocaine.
Oh.
Yeah. Sums up a lot of this storylines in his shows. I don't know. I don't know why that's... Apparently that was a thing. And in Holmes...
Holmes. Holmes.
No, what was the one, the doctor? The doctor...
Doctor, what are you talking
there
about?
was a doctor.
Doctor who?
No, Doctor what? Doctor where? No. The one with the guy. You know the one.
Oh, the guy. The doctor that's a guy.
No. House. Dr. House. Not Holmes. House. That guy.
Wow.
It was based on Sherlock Holmes. And
That was a nice visit into the wormhole that is your brain.
I'm so sorry. But House, he was addicted to something too, so I bet that's why. There you go. Just, sorry. Has nothing to do with anything, but thanks for listening to the John and Heidi show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
This is Richard Lustig, the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, to give yourself the best chance of winning, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that website is RadioLottoPool.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi show. It's wintertime and the holidays are here, which means some people, I'm not saying me and I'm not pointing fingers or anything, but some of us, we kind of pack on the pounds. Yeah, that's me. Here's some tips on how to keep the calorie count down by doing a little winter exercising. Just because the holidays are here doesn't mean you can't get away from all the chores around the house. Says the good news is some of those chores may be offset. They may offset giant amounts of food that you'll be inhaling, like shoveling. That burns 60 calories for every 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 60 calories for every 10 minutes. Sweeping snow off of a porch. What if you don't have a porch? 40 calories for every 10 minutes. Splitting wood burns 60 calories every minute. What about splitting your pants?
60 calories a minute?
Yeah.
You need to go split some
every
wood.
10 minutes. Every 10 minutes.
I was going to say, holy cow, that's amazing.
Carrying and tossing wood burns 50 calories every 10 minutes, and cleaning snow off your car burns 45 calories every 10 minutes. So all of these pretty much have to do with snow. So if you don't have snow, well, you're going to have to still go on a treadmill or something. I don't know. Coming up, we're going to talk about an ATM wedding. Yeah, interesting stuff on the way on the John and Heidi Show, Weekend Edition.
John and Heidi.
This is my favorite time of year. The lights, the fun parties, and the family get-togethers. Many of us have boxes of home videos capturing these memories. But sadly, these memories are fading away because the videotape was not the best format. My friend CJ has a business called Tape It Up Reproductions. They transfer your precious memories to a digital format with the option to enhance the audio and the video to make them look and sound better than ever. His website is tapingitup.com, or you can call or text 412-766-1679.
John and Heidi.
I think we might have actually talked about this. Lawrence Etchbury was making a transaction at an ATM just north of San Francisco when Lisa McGill bumped into him. Embarrassed, she apologized and headed for her car, and they smiled and nodded at one another. As fate would have it, they passed each other later on the main street in St. Helena. She waved and he made a U-turn. Well, they were just married over the weekend at the Bank of America ATM in St. Helena, California, right where they met. How cool is that? And I think this story is like 6 months old because I think we read this 6 months ago. The groom wore a black tux. The bride wore a white gown. The ATM machine was draped with a beautiful floral arrangement. The bank allowed the bride and groom 3 minutes to withdraw as much cash as they could, and they got to keep it. $840. So they got to take out as much as they want from anyone's account. And I don't know whose account. I honestly don't know how that works exactly, but in 3 minutes they were able to get out.
In 3 minutes I could punch in a way bigger number than $840.
So it just kept spitting out 20s until, what was it, $840 later. They're like, okay, you're done. So if that's the case, we should all be getting married at ATMs. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If your child is left behind in school, despite the No Child Left Behind, chances are you are considering tutors. Well, maybe until you look at the price tag, because tutors cost anywhere from $25 to $100 an hour. What if you could get a tutor for $2.50 an hour? What do you think? Could you do that, Heidi? Bangalore, India has a thing called Tutor Vista. They have a staff of 150 e-tutors, mostly in India, with a fee of $100 a month for unlimited hours. If you think it sounds crazy, keep in mind, while our education system struggles, China and India, they're turning out the world's largest number of scientists and engineers. It says here, Tutor Vista offers subjects ranging from grammar to geometry for children as young as 6, all the way up to adults in college. Many tutors have master's degrees in their subjects. Each tutor undergoes 60 hours of training, including lessons on how to speak in a U.S. accent and how to decipher American slang. So that's pretty darn cool stuff. I never really would have thought of that, but that's what we need to do with our daughter.
I'm just thinking, if my daughter won't pay attention in a classroom with a teacher right in front of her, she's sure not going to pay attention looking at a computer screen with her cell phone right next to her.
But that's the way kids are these days. They're on those machines all the time. She probably would. If her teacher was on a screen, she'd actually pay attention. I'm just saying. Coming up, Muzak may be illegal soon. We'll tell you all about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, we celebrate with family and friends.
And sometimes that involves drinking.
If you're going to be celebrating, please have a designated driver.
I lost my cousins to a drunk driver. They were only 8 and 12 years old.
Their lives were cut short because the driver was drunk and made a terrible choice.
Make good choices. Have a designated driver.
If you or a loved one has a problem with drugs or alcohol, now may be a great time for the gift of sobriety.
You can call Keystone Treatment Center at 844-204-1055.
That's toll-free, 844-204-1055.
John and Heidi.
Do you know what Muzak is, Heidi?
I do.
Muzak. It's the music you hear like when you walk in a grocery store and all that kind of stuff.
Restaurants.
British member of Parliament is waging war on piped-in music, saying it is a health hazard.
What?
And he's demanding that it be banned from public places. Robert Kay says piped-in music, also known as Muzak, he says it raises blood pressure.
What?
He says it depresses the immune system. He says it devalues music into mere acoustic wallpaper. In a letter to his fellow MPs, is that what they call like Congress over there? Parliament? He said he was proposing a bill which would ban the play of piped-in music in hospitals, doctor surgeries, swimming pools, buses and rail stations, and airports. This guy needs to get a life, man. Seriously.
Wow.
What is the deal?
That
what
is
does he have
overreaching.
What does he have against elevator
He's probably
music?
in a band.
I don't know. I have no
He's
idea.
mad that they're not playing his
You guys won't
music
play?
anymore.
Come on, we have a bloody good song here. It's in the key of G. You should play this one. I have a terrible British accent.
I don't know quite what you're doing there, but
Was that British or what was that? It was just me
not
having a
su-
stroke.
I'm not sure what that was.
This has been pretty wild and woolly weekend here. I don't know what's going on. I'm a little bit jacked up on something. But I do have a great story about a dude who was up to his ears, it was even over his head. And it's a great, great good news story on the way. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this is pretty good news, Heidi. This is a fun story. This is actually kind of a neat story. There's a guy who was working. He was just doing his thing. Just going about his regular day. He's a plumber. And he was working, and there was a big pool of water, and the problem was underwater. So what does he do? Well, he goes to the problem. So he's submerged in the water, and what is sticking out? Well, just his tush and his feet and his legs. So when he came up for air, a lady came over and said, I'm sorry, would you mind if I snapped a photo of you? My husband would never believe that you're doing this. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. So she snaps a simple little photo. This simple little photo gets put on the simple little internet, and it goes viral, and it's everywhere. And all of a sudden, this guy, this plumber, has one of the most famous behinds in the nation.
And he didn't even have a plumber's crack.
No, everything was pulled up. It was all where it needs to be. And the reason this is good news, one of the things that was kind of neat, there's a guy that had a show called Dirty Jobs. Remember that guy?
Mike Rowe.
So
I like him.
He got to do an interview with Mike Rowe because he was doing a dirty job. And Mike Rowe asked the question that I wondered. He said, please tell me that this was not sewage. This was just water, right? And he goes, no, it was just water this time. So anyway, here's the part that's good news. Because he was, his butt and his legs and his feet were sticking out, on his butt, prominently placed, was a little logo called Wranglers. The jeans were Wrangler jeans. Wranglers has now said, thank you for wearing our jeans. We're going to give you a year's supply of jeans for free. So this guy, just for going above and beyond, doing his thing, and having his butt shared virally all over the world, he's getting a bunch of free jeans.
That's cool.
I think it's really cool.
How many pairs is exactly a year's supply of
For
jeans?
me, that would be one pair.
I was going to say, we have jeans that we've had for 10 years.
So they should have just said, we're going to give you like 7 pairs of jeans. Right. I don't know what a year's supply of jeans. I always think it's funny when they do it. We're giving away a year's supply of pizza. Like,
I think you and I own 2 pairs of jeans, and we just kind of rotate back and forth between...
You don't need any more than that, really. So, yeah, year's supply. I'm going to give you one more pair.
Thank you.
I just think it's really cool. Hats off to Wrangler. That's really neat that you did that. And big thank you to that plumber for doing what he does. And there's so many people. This was shared around the world, not just the country. And around the world, they were saying this is the American way. They will do whatever they need to do to get the problem fixed. And that's so true. America. So he got his free jeans for a year. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.